The Caux Scholars Programme at Asia Plateau was established in 2014. It is a programme of the Initiatives of Change USA. It is modelled after the Caux Scholars Programme in Switzerland. In the Asia Plateau, the home of the Friends of Moral Rearmament, the programme brings together scholars from a variety of backgrounds to discuss, debate, participate and learn peace building and sustainable development. It is aimed at training young peace builders in the values of the Initiatives of Change and equipping them with the skills, knowledge and attitude to transform conflicts. The scholars go through an intensive community experience in a peaceful and progressive environment.
I met this idea many years ago, even before these buildings were thought of, in 1964. At a time when I was longing to do something very big with my life, like many of my friends, but didn't know what. But when I met the people from IFC, then it was MRA, the simple philosophy was that if you change yourself, you can change the country. And country needed change. There was corruption, there was division, so many things that needed to change. And we can make a real difference if we start with ourselves and then give it to the other fellow. And that interested me. And so I decided I'll give my life for that. I thought that was a big enough task.
I believe that Caux Scholars Program gives these young people that tremendous ability and empowering to not only resolve the conflicts, but help them change the world.
The Caux Scholars Program is a very unique program that draws scholars from all over the world. It offers a platform for experiential learning in a very serene and a quiet atmosphere of the Asia Plateau.
The Caux Scholars Program taught me a lot of things, and among them is being mindful and respectful of other people's ideas and perspectives, and also understanding that their differences is part of who they are.
I learned a lot over here about sustainability, peace, social entrepreneurship, conflict resolution, trauma healing, and it was really an enriching experience for me because we bonded as a team together, and we had people from different nationalities who came together, and it was so heartening to see the kind of conflicts that they came from.
What I liked about CSP AP was that the people. The people were loving, we cried together, we laughed together, and we had so much fun together. And also another part that I really enjoyed about CSP was the wash-up and service time. I think having fun, singing songs, and also enjoying ourselves while we're doing service was really fun for me. Was a really fun experience for me. It's very different from home in the sense that you're just washing plates, but here we had fun doing it. So that's what family is about. At the end of the day, we're supposed to have fun when you're doing chores and stuff like that. So I enjoyed that experience.
The moment I got off the bus at Asia Plateau, I kind of felt homesick. But luckily, within a couple of days, the wonderful facilitator and especially scholars, which I could describe them in a word, they are a treasure for me, helped me to feel like a kind of home. This is a kind of community that will help me in my future endeavor to create a legacy for peace building.
This course has surpassed my wildest expectations. Not only do the professors bring a huge amount of experience to the knowledge that they have, but also you're learning alongside a group of people with real lived experiences of conflict and human rights violations, and I've learned more from that group of people than I could have from any textbook.
In CSPAP, I learned that no one has the monopoly to solutions. It's not solutions to problems, to issues. No one has a monopoly to it. Not peace builders, not human rights workers, especially not politicians. For real peace, real lasting peace, it It must be a collaborative effort and a conscious and relentless decision of each and every person that's actually involved in the conflict.
The Caux Scholars Programme has a lot of relevance to everyday life. For me personally, I've found that it's really helped me to understand the conflicts that I face at a deeper level and to really analyse the root causes of those conflicts, to get me thinking about the different types of conflicts and how I as an individual can go about creating peace within these conflict-based situations, either at an individual and interpersonal level, within my family, community, or even taking that up to the national and international level.
So Pune was supposed to be a day off, and we had been talking about history of India and Mahatma Gandhi. And I have a history with Pune, so I wanted to integrate my history with the people who have come here and link that to the history of the nation. So when we proposed the idea of going to my college, I wasn't expecting that all of them would be okay to come and listen to my story and also the story of India. It was wonderful the way they were curious to ask about questions about how the freedom movement started in India and how things there have influenced me in my life. It is just great to include them in my history.
The program taught me a lot about peace building, how I can learn a lot about experience from other scholars, and it taught me a lot about interaction and trust building with other people. I really liked our group activities and how much we learned outside of our classroom, how much we learned from going to the two villages and just interacting with the other scholars.
It made a big difference because I'm working in an international NGO, and I would like to take these knowledge and skills and abilities, as well as the experience from the facilitators and from the scholars, in order to help me develop my career path and help me especially develop the local community around me, as well as trying to build peace between conflict zones, especially between refugees and hosting communities in Lebanon.
We are the generation, I believe, who are able and who have the passion to create a different vision of the future, a different vision of how we can live together. And I'm very grateful for the opportunity to connect to all of these people, to learn about their contexts, the conflicts, where they come from, and to also explore in depth the context of India, where we are.
Now I can say that I have an extended family, and the atmosphere here at Asia Plateau and the scholars that I met in the program, it is an entire blissful experience, because I learned a lot from each and every one of the scholars.
First thing that it taught me was appreciating and accepting my own emotions. I was just taken aback, and for a minute I just thought that okay, I'm accepted the way I am.
CSP AP has taught me that in order to heal other people, you have to first look at yourself and make sure that you've healed yourself, and consequently how important it is to take time for self-reflection and to understand yourself.
IOC allowed me to listen my inner voice and to understand it, and that will help me to understand my community's peace and conflict where I come from.
I like this program because it permits me to have many changes to work about the resolution peace.
One of the most important aspects of the program here at Asia Plateau are field trips. We bring the scholars to the villages and communities around Asia Plateau, where they can learn about local initiatives that enhance education, healthcare, create employment, and it is a fantastic way to connect the theory with the practical aspects of the peace-building world.
It was very lively compared with my country's village. They're kind of the death place, because there's only about the elder generation and then no younger generation is there, and then everything is slow at my hometown's village. But In their village, I could see some kind of the passion. Everybody just work hard, and then they just working and then put their effort about making sustainable life. And then that point was the very inspiring to me.
वो बात करो पैदा तुम अपनी जुबानों में, वो बात करो पैदा तुम अपनी जुबानों में, दुनिया भी कहे कुछ है इन भीम दीवानों में, वो बात करो पैदा तुम अपनी।
For me, I'm personally involved because I think that we are making leaders for tomorrow. Many young people do not have this opportunity, and for those who have this opportunity, it is good to be here and to learn from each other. Apart from the various things that we do, we also work on assimilation. Assimilation is like a role play, but extended over a couple of days, sometimes even 2 days. And the one that we are doing this year is overnight. And so the students get into their roles and play peacemakers to militants to common people, just living their life and seeing how it feels.
Caux Scholars Program has played an instrumental role in my life. Whether it's justice reconciliation, humanitarian work, or development, I feel they all are intermingled. The Caux Scholars Program helps young people to understand that if we have conflict transformational lens, development and humanitarian work can be sustainable.
I would appeal to all the alumni of this program to keep contributing to this program and to make the Caux Scholars movement a widely accepted and a widely known one. I am a Caux Scholar for life.
The messages of peace and justice transcend the boundaries. They are meant to surpass barbed wires, tall walls, and give hope to the hopeless. The Caux Scholars Program creates a new breed of changemakers who dare to speak truth to power and spread peace in times of conflict.
We are very pleased now that the Caux Scholars Program has extended to be in Asia as well, which opens doors for people from many places where otherwise they wouldn't have been able to. La Paz.
Shanti.
Pessima poco.
Peace.
Mir. Amedi.
Kapayapaan.
Lepe. Pace.
Shantata.
Hamachi's soul has. What soul Hamachi's has.
평화.
Rugare.
Salam.
Saben rasa basa tege tainabu.
Somebody new, and by the way I've been meaning to say, I think you're wonderful too. And by the way I've been meaning to say, I think you're wonderful too.